which makes us use sequencing words in planning future, and it makes us learn how sequencing is different from the sequencing used in giving directions and instructions. Okay, so I'm going to share. So here is this passage. Please go through it, and then we will be following activities together. Okay, go through it fast. Yes, have you gone through it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here you have to list words or phrases that indicate future tense or time. All right. So it is not necessary that it should be future tense. It can be any tense which indicates future time. Okay, because in English language there is no relationship between tense and time. Any tense can talk about any time. Okay, so coming to this write up, will you please point out the one I think is already done for you, that is shall we go. So you have to pick up after shall we go. Can you? So shall we go figures here in the last of the end of the third line. Okay. After this, what is the next future use?
We'll wait for others.
Yeah, we will meet. We will wait. Sorry for others to gather. All right. After that,
We'll
they
get it
they will gather there by afternoon. Okay. What else?
when are we leaving for our village.
Yeah, when are we leaving for our village? Okay, so this is present progressive tense, but it is talking about future time. Okay, after this,
Leave in half hour. Abu will leave in half an
yeah,
hour.
yeah, Salim and his Abu will leave in half an hour. Then,
We will be all
We will
alone.
be
yeah, we will be all done in the factory compound. Good. After that,
First, we will going to bus
first we will be going to the bus stand. After
stand
that,
today.
yeah,
We will try to reach the
Yes,
outskirts of
sir.
the town.
we will try to
We
reach
will.
the outskirts of the town.
We
Then,
may have to take a long walk to our village.
okay, we may have to. Uh, we may have to take a lot, but it is not talking of we may have to, but it is not referring to future time. It can be about any time that can be present also. All right.
Sir, we will
We will,
be able to do it together.
yeah, we will all be able to do it together. Very good. After that, shall I go to my employer's house?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir.
And finally, at least Pihu and Guddu will get something to eat. All right. So these are the uses for future time. All right. So list phrases or words which we have already done. In spoken English in India and also in America, we often use I will or we will instead of I shall or we shall. Okay. If we go by traditional grammar, with I and will we use shall, but Indians and Americans usually use will with I and we, and that is not a problem. In modern English, the English that we speak today, in the contemporary English, there is no any difference between will and shall, and you can use them interchangeably without affecting the meaning of your sentences. Does what does saying shall instead of will do? Is more polite? Is it considered more assertive, or is it more formal? Okay, so when we use shall instead of will, shall is used for politeness and also in formal settings. All right, so if you are mindful of the setting you are in, or if you really want to be polite to others, you can use shall instead of others. Okay, again, if you feel like using will all the time, even then there is no any problem. Any question here?
No, sir.
Okay, coming to
Yes, sir.
task 14, using the words given in the box, fill in the blanks with the correct sequence words, linkers in the sentences. Okay, so they are again sequence words and linkers, but this time they are going to be used for planning a future action. So, if possible, you can note them down anywhere if you are sitting with a pen and a paper. So, note them down because the activity in which you have to use them is on the next page. Okay, so I'm moving on to the next page, and you can please note them down because you will be needing them to complete the task which is here. All right, so the activity right at the top of this page, okay, this is a small activity, and you use those five sequencing words to complete this paragraph. Do it fast. Is it done?
So 1 minute.
Okay, all right, yes, so what is the first sequencing word here?
First of all,
First of
Yeah,
all,
first of
First of
all,
all,
Shubha will
first of
pack
all,
their belongings.
since there is no food in the house,
Yeah, since there is no
if
food in the house, she will go to her employer's house to arrange food for her kids.
after that,
After that, Rajendra
after
will
that,
take his family to the bus stand.
if they do not
and
get a house,
If they do not get a bus to their village, the family will be left with no option.
and
Then,
and to reach the outskirts of the
but
and
town,
but to reach. but to reach. Okay, but to reach the outskirts of the town and walk all the
and
way
walk
to their
all
village. All right. So
all.
see, this is the future which is being planned, that how they have to go to their village and from where they have to begin. Okay, so they are beginning from packing up of the things. Similarly, if you are going on a journey, all right, and if you are visiting somebody, so this is how we plan, that first of all we will go to the market to pick up some sweets or fruits for them, then we will take a bus or we will take a metro, okay, or then we will get petrol in the car, all right, and so on. So even for future planning, for planning futures, for planning future events, we use sequencing words. All right, so this was actually the unit which told you that sequencing is quite important because it brings coherence in our write-ups, and it is deliberately used in giving instructions, directions, and planning future events. If you have any question, please ask me. Do you?
No, sir.
All right, then coming to unit 7, I have increased my pace because we are left with some more units to be completed. So I might not be able to do as many tasks with you, but all these tasks are very important. I'm doing only those which I find very important and which I think should be done in the class, and you all should do. So, whosoever has got the book, please do all these tasks if you are free. You might be very busy with assignments and all that, but once you are through with your exam and assignments, please complete this book. You will learn a lot. Interpreting and um, okay, first let me stop sharing this. So the seventh unit is interpreting and comprehending. Okay, it is usually called comprehension or reading comprehension. This is the traditional conventional name that we use for unseen passages. You all are aware of such activities. Even in your schools, in your English exams, you were given certain passages. You had to read them and answer questions. All right. So interpreting and comprehension. Comprehension means understanding anything. All right. So it is not confined to reading or understanding anything written. While you are listening to others, you comprehend, you make sense, you understand, and you make even sense of visuals you are shown. All right. So it can be in any form. The medium can be anything. It can be written. It can be a paragraph, a passage which is in written form. It can also be a it can also be listening. You are listening to some piece of news, some item of news. You are listening to your teacher's lecture, and then you are interpreting, you are comprehending it, and you are shown certain visuals, certain images, certain posters, okay, film posters and all these things, and then you make sense of what is there when when you see trailers, okay, on Netflix and all these platforms. You don't see the entire movie, but those trailers you read to make out what that movie is about or whether you should go for it or not. All right. So comprehension, interpretation is not confined to only written material. It can be applied to any form of communication, whether written or oral or even visual. Does it make a sense to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So when we comprehend or when we listen to, when we read anything, there are three things that we make use of. First, the focus is on the item itself. If it is a passage, then definitely the central attraction would be the passage. Okay, if it is a piece of news, if it is an item of news, then definitely it would be that item of news. Okay, if it is an array of images, then all those images would be the central attention. Secondly, when you are interpreting them, it is not only that you are focusing on the text itself. By text I mean all the three things: visuals, news item, and written material. So text is applicable to all these terms. So it is not only the text that you focus on. All right. Sometimes you bring in your past experiences, your previous knowledge to interpret that. Okay, when you interpret something by combining with your previous knowledge, that is called local comprehension. And when you make sense of something to understand that how that thing is important or how that thing is related to your life as a whole, that is global comprehension. Okay, so comprehension.
सर वॉइस क्लियर नहीं आ रही है.
What about others? Am I audible to others?
Yes, sir.
यस सर अब आ रही है.
Okay, okay, all right. So, okay, now it seems okay. I was just telling you that there are two types of comprehensions: local and global. Local, when you bring your previous knowledge, okay, your prior knowledge to understand something, to understand the text in hand, that is local comprehension. Global comprehension, when you make out how that text is important to your life as a whole and how it can affect your life, that is global comprehension. So for example, all these days we have been reading items on COVID-19 and pandemic, that how we can protect ourselves from this infection and what are the precautions to take. So that is actually local comprehension. You are not reading just to imbibe, extract information from that, but also to apply that in your life, that how it can change your life, how you can safeguard yourself from this particular novel virus. All right, so this is global comprehension. Okay, so two types of comprehensions are there. Now I'm going to bring to you certain activities. So if you can see, there is this task 1. Listen to track 7.1 and then mark these statements as true or false. You can listen to the track twice if required. So I'll be playing this track online. You will be listening to it. While listening to it, you will be doing this activity. You will be marking these statements as true or false. All right. Because I don't do that, I'm not on the other side of the table. So when I play the audio, can you see this file also on your screen? Or you see the screen of the audio file?
Yes sir, yes sir.
No, what I'm asking कि जब मैं आपके लिए ऑडियो फाइल चलाता हूँ ऑनलाइन, तो आप वो ऑडियो फाइल अपनी स्क्रीन पे देखते हैं, उसकी विंडो आपकी स्क्रीन पर आती है, या ये इमेज ही रहती है आपकी स्क्रीन पर?
सर ऑडियो फाइल की इमेज आती है.
All right. So what you do, you can take a picture of this in your mobile phone so that these sentences are before you when you are listening to the audio. All right. Or what else I can do? I'm sharing this image on the WhatsApp. Okay, that makes some sense. So I'm sharing this on WhatsApp. Okay, now I'm stopping sharing it as it is already shared on WhatsApp, and now I'm playing the audio file.
Unit 7, Track 7.1.
Good evening, Professor Roy. My name is Salman.
Good evening, Salman. How can I help you?
I was told that you are in charge of placing students in internships for various university programs.
Yes, you're right.
Well, I'm interested in the internship at the University Museum. How can I apply for it?
Sorry, those positions are already filled.
Oh, but I just saw the announcement on the university website this morning.
Unfortunately, the website is out of date.
Okay, I want to work for a museum after I graduate, and this internship experience would look great on my resume. Moreover, it's the only paid internship on campus.
I understand. However, There are some other ways to get some work experience, even though it's not exactly what you want. For instance, the library is looking for student volunteers.
The library? But
Well, you must have heard that our university is celebrating its centenary year. So, we're planning an exhibition of photographs documenting the history of the university. We're looking for student volunteers to go through the archives and select images that showcase 100 years of the history of the university through photographs. Now, that's only a 4-week project, I think. It's unpaid, but all volunteers will get a certificate on completion of the project.
would it be something I can put on my resume?
Of course. Why don't you read the job description? It's posted on the library's website. If you're interested, let me know. I'll forward your name to Ms. Zuberi. She's the library's exhibition director and will be interviewing the applicants.
Okay, I'll do that right away. Thanks for the help.
Okay, do I need to play it again?
No, sir.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so coming to the file, the student is interested in working as an intern. Is it true or false?
True.
No, sir.
True.
Okay, the project is for 3 weeks.
False.
This is false. For how many weeks it is?
4 weeks.
4 weeks. There will be no payment or certificate given at the end of the project.
True.
Is it true?
Yes, sir.
What about others? Read it again. There will be no payment or certificate given at the end of the project.
Yes, sir.
Even certificate is being not given? Yes?
Certificate is giving, sir.
Yeah, so is it wrong? Is it true or false?
False, sir.
False.
It is false because certificate is being given at the end of the project. All right. And it says there will be no payment or certificate. That means nothing is being given. However, certificate is being given. All right. The library is documenting the history of the university through a documentary film.
Yes, sir. True.
Is it true?
True. Yes, sir. True.
It is through a documentary film or through photographs.
Photograph.
Photograph, sir.
Then
It will be false, sir.
False, sir.
False.
the description of the available position is on the library website.
True, sir. True.
This is true. So first and the fifth are true and the middle 3 ones are false. Okay. Replace the words phrases carried in bold with the actual words used in the track. I saw the announcement on the university website. When did the student see the announcement? Does anybody remember?
What, sir?
Read the question. Replace the words phrases carried in bold with the actual words used in track 7.1.
Sir, today is morning.
Yeah, so yesterday, instead of yesterday, it is today morning. Today morning. All right. Do I need to play it again?
No, sir.
Yes, sir, please. Sir, for me,
Okay.
please.
So I'm playing it again and be careful while listening. Most of you were wrong with your responses in true and false activity.
Unit 7, Track 7.1.
Good evening, Professor Roy. My name is Salman.
Good evening, Salman. How can I help you?
I was told that you are in charge of placing students in internships for various university programs.
Yes, you're right.
Well, I'm interested in the internship at the University Museum. How can I apply for it?
Sorry, those positions are already filled.
Oh, but I just saw the announcement on the university website this morning.
Unfortunately, the website is out of date.
Okay. I want to work for a museum after I graduate, and this internship experience would look great on my resume. Moreover, it's the only paid internship on campus.
I understand. However, there are some other ways to get some work experience, even though it's not exactly what you want. For instance, the library is looking for student volunteers.
The library? But
Well, you must have heard that our university is celebrating its centenary year. So, we're planning an exhibition of photographs documenting the history of the university. We're looking for student volunteers to go through the archives and select images that showcase 100 years of the history of the university through photographs. Now, that's only a 4-week project, I think. It's unpaid, but all volunteers will get a certificate on completion of the project.
But would it be something I can put on my resume?
Of course. Why don't you read the job description? It's posted on the library's website. If you're interested, let me know. I'll forward your name to Ms. Zuberi. She's the library's exhibition director and will be interviewing the applicants.
Okay, I'll do that right away. Thanks for the help.
All right. So instead of yesterday, it is
Today morning.
today morning. This year, sorry, the university is completing
100 years.
100 years.
100 years. The students will be selected on the basis of, yes, what is it? What did you listen? Does anybody remember?
No, sir.
So what were you doing? It was not a lullaby. Were you sleeping? Okay, let's move on to the next page and see how much you have listened. We are looking for students, volunteers to go through artifacts. Is it okay? Is it right?
No.
So what is the word instead of artifacts? Does anybody know? Okay, the positions for internship at the museum are all vacant. Is it okay?
No, false.
Are all full.
I'm playing the audio last time. Please be all ears while listening to the conversation.
Unit 7, Track 7.1.
Good evening, Professor Roy. My name is Salman.
Good evening, Salman. How can I help you?
I was told that you are in charge of placing students in internships for various university programs.
Yes, you're right.
Well, I'm interested in the internship at the University Museum. How can I apply for it?
Sorry, those positions are already filled.
Oh, but I just saw the announcement on the university website this morning.
Unfortunately, the website is out of date.
Okay, I want to work for a museum after I graduate, and this internship experience would look great on my resume. Moreover, it's the only paid internship on campus.
I understand. However, there are some other ways to get some work experience, even though it's not exactly what you want. For instance, the library is looking for student volunteers.
The library? But
Well, you must have heard that our university is celebrating its centenary year. So, we're planning an exhibition of photographs documenting the history of the university. We're looking for student volunteers to go through the archives and select images that showcase 100 years of the history of the university through photographs.
Now, that's only a 4-week project, I think. It's unpaid, but all volunteers will get a certificate on completion of the project.
But would it be something I can put on my resume?
Of course. Why don't you read the job description? It's posted on the library's website. If you're interested, let me know. I'll forward your name to Ms. Zuberi. She's the library's exhibition director and will be interviewing the applicants.
Okay, I'll do that right away. Thanks for the help.
Yeah, anybody done?
Yes, sir. Third one is interview.
1 minute. I'm sharing it again. Okay, so third one is interview. Yes, so Ms. Zubari has been given the responsibility for conducting interview. So it is not on the basis of a written test, rather it is on the basis of some interview. All right, good. Then we are looking for students, volunteers to go through artifacts.
Archives.
Archive. All right, archives refers to collection of old books or collection of old documents. That is archives. All right, the positions for internship at the museum are all vacant.
Already
Not
filled.
Already
fulfilled.
Yeah, they are already filled. They are already filled. Got it?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
All right, okay, so I'm now there is this passage. A Mumbai based lawyer and environmentalist is leading efforts by locals to rid Versova beach of its trash. All right. So there is this small passage which goes on to the next page also. Some lines of it go on to the next page also. Please go through these lines and then we would answer the questions on the basis of this reading. Do it fast. Have you read it? Have you gone through it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going on to the next page. All right, so what you will do, you will go through the passage again and you will do the following activities. You will do activity 5, okay? You will complete activity 5, and when we come for the class next week, we will do it together. All right?
All right, sir.
Okay, thank you.